lecture series. I am Dr. Yuvaraj, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Okay. So today, with respect to the previous session, I am going to speak about the material extrusion. Okay. So this material extrusion, which has been done either by the controlled deposition of molten material, and the feedstock is usually a thermoplastic filament which has been used, and this filament is heated until it becomes the semi-molten stage. Okay, the nozzle moves either in X or Y direction to deposit the material with respect to the thermoplastic filament. Okay, the layers solidify only after the coolings to form the final part. So based upon that, this principle has been designed. Okay, and these are the major components which we have seen in the last class, that is about filament spool, filament, feeder wheels, molten chamber, heater, nozzle, printout part, and the base plate that is in movement in XY direction. Okay, but how does it work? So generally this process can begins with the CAD model. This model is converted into the STL file, that is the second procedure, and once the STL file has been converted, the slicing software divides the model into layers. So this layer can either by using the printer can extrude the material in forms of layer by layer structure. The final object is formed only after the completion of all layers. So it can be either by adding the completion of the layers or either by the deposition model. This structure which can be regained with respect to the STL file, and the final object is formed only after completion of the all layers. So that is what you have seen in this diagram. So by using this nozzle, there is a semi-molten filament which has been formed layer by layer structure. Once the layer by layer structure is came, it can build the form of structure, that structure which can be keep on reading over it, and finally this nozzle will spread over the structural form, and this filament which can make a shape with respect to their system or with respect to the STL file, so that the generator has been keep on making the object. So that is what this layer process has been done. The major filaments which we are using for the material extrusion, it is about the thermoplastics. As I told, the thermoplastics which can be used for the material extrusion are either this layer can used for the only for the educational applications. PLA has been a major role for that form, and ABS provides the better mechanical strength, and PETG offers the improved flexibility and the durability, and wherever the nylon has been used only for the engineering applications. So the images which you have seen, that is about the filament winding roll, and based upon the roll it can be forming their engineering applications with the durability. Okay, and this material used has been thermoplastics, and this layer can able to generate either by adding the form or either by decreasing the form. Okay, so based upon this, I am planning to giving the students activity. The students have to draw the block diagram or the material extrusion process, and they have to make the labeling their components, and which component controls the material flow in the material extrusion, and why in specific they are needed for the form of material flow in the structure. Okay, so that is why we have to create the activity and assessment based structure. So every operations or every working process which having some limitations, as we have said, the surface finish may be rough due to the layer formation, and the mechanical properties depends on the layer bonding, and the printing speed can be either relatively low, and warping also can sometimes